Hi, welcome to the 2021 Economic Depression and Preparation channel. Thank you for joining me on this Monday, February 15, 2021, holiday edition on this President's Day. We just have brief news here today. Please make sure you subscribe to Preach to Me to get the latest, pure, unadulterated financial news for America and sometimes beyond America. Today, I just want to talk to you about the Fed's not worried about inflation, the hyperinflation risk of this economy, that we're going to see a fake rebound, if you will, and that's predicated on of course, the vaccine. All of these companies in a race to get it out. Now they're even just distributing it through local CVS and Walgreens is the plan, that according to the government and some other media sources, that they just want to give the vaccine out and produce as much as they can, and you can just go down to your local CVS or Walgreens or local clinic and get the vaccine. That's the plan, but there's some challenges to that. So we're going to discuss the hyperinflation and the risk to this economy after this fake rebound that's going to be taking place before the real crash happens. And also, I'm just going to briefly touch on a stimulus check update. As you know, the $1,400 is getting ever closer and closer to some Americans' bank accounts. And so we'll be seeing that basically in mid-March, sometime between mid-March and late March coming up here. So we'll talk about that as well. So first, let's get right into it here, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I want to talk to you right here. The Fed Harker says inflation won't be posing a threat anytime soon. Now, he believes that because the rates are so low right now and the Federal Reserve Bank is committed to keeping rates down at 0% interest, and all of the money printing will have no effect on this economy. And so he believes that inflation won't be imposing the rate. This is the Fed President of Philadelphia Bank, Patrick Harker. Mr. Harker told CNBC on Thursday that inflation only will be a problem if it shows a sharp acceleration. And this is the key phrase right here, ladies and gentlemen. It only will be a problem if it shows a sharp acceleration. What have we had the last 2 months that I've been telling you? The CPI, which is the Consumer Price Index, has been increasing in acceleration. And so inflation has already exceeded 10%. Real inflation right now in America is at 10%, according to shadowstats.com. So what we have is a sharp increase in inflation the last 2 months, December and January. We will get the numbers for February after next week. We will see if inflation is ticking up. The Federal Reserve Chair President Jerome Powell has said that he doesn't mind the economy running hot, meaning that inflation above 2% for a period of time. He was saying that it could get as high as 3.5% before the summertime, before May, June, July. It's going to get much higher than that. And with all of these natural disasters, listen, we have the middle of the country right now in an ice box. Dallas, Texas, Houston, Galveston experienced snow showers this morning at the beach, at the coast. Temperatures in Memphis with 10 degrees Fahrenheit with snow, bitter cold wind chills all the way through Oklahoma City, all the way up to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and the Canadian border, and heading eastward now. This is going to increase energy costs. There's going to be some power outages, just different things like that going on. And food and gas prices have already gone up right now. We haven't even got out of winter yet. We're still in the middle of winter. And I'm sure you've seen that every time you've gone to the pump for regular unleaded. The average price of gas is now increasing. It's up to $2.87, maybe $3 a gallon in California already for regular unleaded. The price of food is increasing. And these are just not at your higher end stores like Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, or Ralph's or Sprouts. These are at Walmart. Prices are increasing on food. Every time we go to the grocery store, the vegetables are costing more. The meats are costing more. The cheeses, breads, pastas are costing more. And this is because of the supply shortage that we see right here. And so the stock market right now sees an economic rebound, according to MarketWatch.com, but it's overlooking worrisome details. We have over 40 million long-term unemployed folks in America right now. And Fed Chairman Jerome Powell even said the real unemployment rate is at 10%. It's really at 20%, but you and I know that. But this is what they say on TV because they don't want to create a panic with people when they really find out how bad this thing is. Listen, U.S. unemployment has halved from its 14.7% peak last March down to about 7% right now. That's the numbers, if we can even believe those numbers. But wages have not been increasing. And we see right here that those out of work, look at the spike here. Share of those unemployed who have been jobless for 27 weeks or longer. Right now, we're at 39.5%. That's 40% as of January 2021. And this is the last time we had the recession. Here we go in '08 and '09. This is higher than the recession of '08 and '09. Look at '08, 16.9%. So we've already doubled that percentage. And now we're in a recession here because, look, we started the recession in March 2020. It was down to 16.5%. Then it shot all the way up to 39.5%. And we're still in this recession, and which is going to become a depression, as you know. So these shaded areas here represent depression. So we had a recession, back in the '80s. We had a recession back in the early '90s. Then we had the dot-com burst around 2001, and it shot up to 10%. Then we had, of course, the '08, '09 financial crisis, and it went way up to 40%. Now we're almost equaling the peak of and exceeding the peak of the '08, '09 financial crisis. Just something I thought was interesting. The pandemic, quote, will leave people settling for lower wages or dropping out of the labor force altogether. Either they go to the digital economy, which many have done, the side hustle digital economy, but is that enough to make up for all these job losses? And I would say no. And they're going to be settling for lower wages because robots are going to be taking over. Automation is going to be taking over a lot of these jobs anyway. So now on to the stimulus packages here. As you can see, will your next stimulus check go out? Congress aims for a deadline, according to AOL. $1,400 checks this time. We're looking at the date, ladies and gentlemen, of February 22nd is when a full vote by the House, and they expect the checks to come out by March the 14th. So we're just about a 1 month out right now from receiving those checks, the third stimulus checks. You remember the first check was $1,200. The second check we got was $600 for most of us, and then this last check will be $1,400, and the kids will get, I think, $500 or something like that dollars. So if everything goes to a plan and President Biden signs the bill during the first part of March, the IRS may need to just a few days to start pumping out the checks digitally again, direct deposit, or they may send you a check in the mail if we don't do it that way. And so, but what about for those people that need the money right now? I mean, a month time, unless you're on a moratorium of rent. Another thing to watch out for, too, that I want to briefly touch on is that the moratorium on rent and mortgages expires March 31st. It'd be interesting to see if Congress extends that again, because that would mean that another stimulus check is coming probably after summertime. I'm anticipating another stimulus check probably sometime beginning of September, October. I believe we will see one more stimulus check. That will be the fourth stimulus check, and that one will be the final one of the year because President Biden and his team wants to pass an infrastructure bill. They also want to push through a bill, something about gun control or gun something or something like that. So that's going to take a majority of the money away. So in the meantime, the suggestion that you cut your debt, which we already know, I've told you to do that before on our channel, and I don't advise you to refinance your mortgage, but if you want to while the rates are low, you can, because hyperinflation is coming, ladies and gentlemen. It's only a matter of time before things get really, really dicey here in America. And so just be careful, continue to prepare. You know, the stock market is going to do a dead cat bounce. It's going to do a fake recovery because they are talking about this, you know, if the vaccine works and all of that. The truth is we don't know if this stuff works. It's just experimental. Just like we don't know if this economy is going to go into hyperinflation, but we do know it's going to go into hyperinflation because we've already printed up $8 trillion, and we're going to add another $2 trillion, $3 trillion this year easily just because of all these projects. And so printing money never ends well. The currency that we hold in our hands is backed by nothing but by the good faith and credit of the government, which is insolvent right now. And so, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm telling you is that just continue to prepare, continue to cut your debt, and to continue to do the things that you need to do, and we'll be okay. Enjoy your holiday weekend. Continue to work out. Continue to get fresh air, and just continue to have fun and enjoy yourselves. Thank you very much for joining me.